Welcome back to the deep dive. I am so ready for this one.
Me too. This one's fascinating.
Today, we are unpacking a story that is going to make you rethink, I think, everything you know about spy thrillers.
Oh, absolutely.
We are diving into a stack of documents revolving around a character named Eleanor Gilbert,
Mm-hmm.
and a concept that I think is going to resonate with a lot of people, maybe uncomfortably so,
Mm-hmm.
the concept of the invisible woman.
It is a fascinating concept. And to be clear, right off the bat, we are not talking about a superhero here.
No, not at all.
We are talking about science fiction, cloaking devices or magic potions. Nothing like that.
Right.
We are talking about a very specific, very real societal phenomenon. It's something that sociologists have written about, psychologists have studied, and honestly, most women over the age of 50 have lived it.
Exactly. We are looking at the premise of a woman in her 50s. She's competent, she's smart, she's lived a full life, but suddenly she realizes she has become invisible to the world. You know, the drill ignored by store clerks, passed over in lines, people cutting right in front of her at Whole Foods because they literally don't register. She's standing there.
It's that feeling of having passed your sell-by date. The source material describes it so vividly. It's when the construction workers stop catcalling, which might seem like a relief initially. I mean, nobody likes being harassed.
Of course not.
But then the shift happens. The guys on the bus start standing up to offer you their seat. It's a shift in how the world perceives your utility and your presence.
You go from being a protagonist in the world to being part of the background scenery.
That's the perfect way to put it. Background scenery.
And our protagonist, Eleanor Gilbert, is living this reality. She used to be an FBI agent, and not just a paper pusher, but someone with real skills, someone who is in the field.
Right, she was the real deal.
But things went south, which we will definitely get into, and she transitioned into this quiet life as a music teacher.
A music teacher. It's such a contrast.
A huge contrast. She's teaching overprivileged kids, taking summers off, basically minding her own business. She thinks the action part of her life is completely over.
Until the past comes knocking. Or, rather, sits down at her table uninvited.
Yes.
The setup here is fantastic because it establishes just how normal her life has become. Eleanor's having lunch at a place called The Griddler.
The Griddler.
It's a coffee shop, but she's there for the Cobb salad. The documents describe this salad with almost religious reverence. Huge croutons, crispy bacon in a giant X.
I love that detail.
She's enjoying a sundae, channeling her inner Eleanor Roosevelt, telling herself no one can make her feel inferior without her consent. You know, that whole thing.
She's trying to convince herself she's okay with this quiet life.
Totally.
She's nursing a rosé, eating a salad, trying to convince herself that she loves eating alone. And then she sees him.
Alan Metcalf.
Alan Metcalf,
Yeah.
a former colleague from her FBI days. And let's just say this is not a happy reunion where they hug and swap war stories.
Far, far from it. Metcalf is described as the guy who threw her under the bus.
That's the exact phrase used.
The backstory is murky but intense, and it really informed everything that happens next. Years ago, Metcalf asked Eleanor for the name of a confidential informant.
Okay.
She refused, citing protocol. You protect your sources. That's rule number one.
Of course.
He found the name anyway, leaked it accidentally. The informant had to go into witness protection, and Metcalf blamed Eleanor to save his own career.
Classic office politics, but with life or death stakes. He destroyed her reputation to save his own skin.
Horrible. So Metcalf sits down at her table. He spills coffee on his sleeve, which Eleanor enjoys immensely, by the way, and drops the bomb.
He needs her.
He needs her. But, and this is the key, he doesn't need her because she's a crack shot or a master hacker.
No.
He needs her because she is invisible.
And this is where the invisible woman concept shifts from a grievance to a tactical asset. It's brilliant.
It is. Metcalf explicitly tells her that her age and her look make her the perfect operative because no one will pay any attention to her.
He's weaponizing her irrelevance.
That's it. He tells her point blank, you're generic, you're unnoticeable.
That is such a harsh way to put it, but it's exactly what's happening.
It's a gut punch.
But Eleanor isn't interested initially. I mean, why would she be? She's got her music student, she's got her summers in Europe. Why would she go back to work for the guy who ruined her reputation? It seems like a non-starter.
Leverage. Metcalf plays dirty.
Of course he does.
He threatens her pension, implying that the Bureau has been reviewing her file and things could get messy. But he also offers a carrot. He promises to reinstate her, give her back pay, restore her reputation, and frame her missing years as an extended sabbatical.
Wow.
For Eleanor, who was pushed out in disgrace, The chance to clear her name is the real hook. She wants her dignity back.
That's the real prize, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not the money.
It's everything.
So she takes the bait. Let's talk about the mission. Who is the target?
The target is a man named Ben Harrison. He's an art dealer living in a wealthy suburb in Westchester.
Okay.
The FBI specifically Metcalf suspects Harrison is laundering money for the Las Serpientes cartel.
The snakes. That sounds pleasant.
Exactly. The theory is that the cartel buys art from Harrison. He holds it in storage and then sells it at inflated prices to clean the cash.
So the art is just a vehicle.
Just a vehicle. Harrison gets a cut coming and going. It's a classic laundering scheme, but Metcalf needs proof. He needs the who, what, where, who is he talking to, where is the money trail.
It's not enough to suspect him. They need evidence that will hold up in court.
They need the smoking gun.
And the cover for this dangerous assignment is she going in as a wealthy art collector, a rival dealer, someone who can schmooze at the galleries.
No, and this brings us right back to the invisibility theme. She is going in as the live-in nanny for the Harrison's new baby.
A nanny at 50-something.
It makes sense if you think about it. The domestic help is often the most invisible person in a wealthy household.
That's so true.
You see everything, hear everything, but the employers rarely look at you. You are infrastructure to them, not a person. It gives her access to the entire house, 20/47.
Wow. Okay, so Eleanor agrees. But she can't just walk in as Eleanor Gilbert, fit former agent. She needs a disguise.
And this part of the documents was fascinating, the drabbing down.
Yes.
It's not just putting on a wig.
Oh, this is the anti-makeover. Usually in spy stories, the protagonist gets a sleek, sexy upgrade, a tuxedo, a cocktail dress.
Right, the James Bond treatment.
Eleanor gets sent to Ingrid Stepanchikov, a concealment professional in Greenwich Village. Ingrid takes one look at Eleanor and says, too thin.
Too thin. Words none of us ever expect to hear in a fitting.
I mean, can you imagine? In the spy world, looking fit implies capability. They need her to look soft, matronly, harmless.
Forgettable.
Exactly. So they fit her with a foam rubber bodysuit. It adds significant weight and girth. We're talking a size 42G bust.
Wow.
The source material goes into painful detail about this suit. It's hot, it chafes, it creates a wobble when she walks that she has to master.
The wall. Yes, she has to learn to let gravity take over, to move with a heaviness she doesn't actually possess. It's a whole physical performance she has to learn.
And there's a safety risk, right? The suit is flammable.
Highly flammable. Eleanor spends a lot of time worrying about standing too close to scented candles or the stove or a fireplace. It adds this layer of constant low-grade anxiety to her life.
And the makeup isn't about hiding wrinkles, it's about enhancing them.
Right. Ingrid uses brown shadow to deepen her crow's feet, adds droopiness to her face with shading. She uses highlighter to puff up the under-eye bags. She's actively making her look older and more tired.
She even grays out Eleanor's hair, destroying her beloved frosted chestnut dye job.
That feels personal. Giving up the dye job is a sacrifice. It's a part of her identity she's losing.
The goal is to make her look matronly and forgettable. She gets a new name, Caroline Babalevitz.
Babalevich.
A name so clunky, Eleanor complains she can barely spell it.
And that's the point, isn't it? It's designed to be annoying to write down, so people just won't bother. They'll just call her the nanny.
There is a hilarious moment right after this transformation. Eleanor realizes that now that she's in this fat suit, she is truly anonymous.
Yes.
She goes to the supermarket and initiates what she calls a festival of carbs.
This is a great character moment. It shows the psychology of the disguise. She fills her cart with everything she usually avoids. Frozen White Castle sliders, Ben & Jerry's, cheesy barbecue meatballs, Jimmy Dean, breakfast croissants.
Just a complete bin.
A total binge. She realizes she can be gluttonous without judgment because in this suit, she's just a heavy, invisible woman. No one's looking. No one cares.
It's almost like the suit gives her permission to stop trying.
Exactly. It's a strange kind of liberation before the mission starts. She thinks, if I look like this, I might as well eat like this. It's a break from the discipline she's held onto all her life.
So fully drabbed down and fueled by sliders, she enters the target environment, the Harrison household. How would you describe this place?
It's described as a McMansion that wants to be a real mansion when it grows up.
I love that description.
It's in Westchester. It's huge, but it's got that new money feel. It has a 2-hole golf course and a clay tennis court positioned so the sun never hits the player's eyes.
Wow.
Inside, the kitchen has a 20-foot center island and cabinetry that hides everything, even the fridge. It's a house designed to look perfect, but it feels cold, sterile almost.
Let's break down the players inside this fortress. We have Amber Harrison, the wife.
Amber is the second wife. Beautiful, younger, anxious. She is eager to please and absolutely obsessed with her baby being advanced.
Oh, one of those parents.
Totally. She's constantly looking for validation that her 5-month-old Lily is a genius. She asks Eleanor if the baby tasting food is a sign of high intelligence. She's desperate for her child to be special.
And then the target, Ben Harrison.
Ben is physically imposing. He's described as having a thick neck and a small head, like an apple on a tree.
That's a vivid image.
He's volatile, dismissive, and paranoid. He's not a smooth James Bond villain type in a tuxedo. He's rough around the edges, prone to outbursts. He treats everyone around him like an employee he's about to fire.
So not a pleasant guy.
Not at all.
There's also a teenager involved, right?
Yes, Haley. Ben's daughter from a previous marriage. She's 13, rebellious, hostile, and hates everyone. Her father, her stepmother. She's stuck in this house and miserable. She is the wild card in this whole situation.
And finally, the assignment itself. The baby, Lily.
Lily becomes the emotional anchor for Eleanor. She's sweet, initially fussy, but Eleanor bonds with her. This becomes a major complication for her later on.
I can imagine. And we can't forget the dogs, Jane and Austen.
Oh, the dogs.
Named after the author.
Yes. Amber is a bit of a pretender to sophistication. Jane is a chocolate lab, and Austen is a poodle. They are high maintenance and prone to digestive issues.
Of course they are.
Eleanor spends a significant amount of time dealing with their outputs. She has to take them to a spa called the Kenilworth for blueberry facials and sanitary trims.
A blueberry facial for a dog. That really sets the scene of excess.
It's all part of the absurdity of the world she's entered.
So Eleanor, now Caroline, moves in, and the reality of the job hits her. It's not high-speed chases, it's diaper explosions.
That's the core tension, isn't it? Metcalf expects high-tech surveillance. He wants phone clones and digital intercepts. But Eleanor is dealing with Tumblestiltskin baby aerobics classes,
Tumblestiltskin, you can't make this stuff up.
where she has to sit cross-legged in her foam suit and sing Old MacDonald. That's her day-to-day reality as a spy.
Talk about a disconnect. Metcalf is living in a spy movie, and Eleanor is living in a sitcom.
There is a massive technology gap. Metcalf is messaging her about using DC-T MSI catchers.
Okay, pause. For those of us who aren't in the FBI, what is an MSI catcher?
Basically, it's a device that mimics a cell phone tower. It's a fake tower. It tricks all the cell phones in the area into connecting to it instead of the real network, which allows the operator to intercept calls and texts. It's highly illegal for civilians and very technical. Metcalf wants Eleanor to set this up.
And what's Eleanor doing?
Meanwhile, Eleanor is trying to figure out how to use a digital bottle warmer and is asking if the house phone is analog or digital because she can't find the manual.
The contrast is incredible. So she's overwhelmed by the tech, but she does manage to gain trust. And that's the core of human intelligence, isn't it? The soft skills.
Absolutely. She wins Amber over simply by listening to her. Amber is lonely. Ben is cold and distant. Eleanor becomes a confidant. She nods when Amber worries about the baby. She validates her. She's the only one who does.
And with Haley, the teenager, she uses a clever lie.
This is brilliant. She needs the password to Ben's computer. She knows Haley is a gamer. So Eleanor claims to be a ranked Fortnite player.
No way.
Yes, she tells Haley, I'd play, but I'm on a burner phone because I'm hiding from my gaming guild.
That is such a specific, weird lie that it has to be true. No adult would make that up.
Exactly. It catches Haley completely off guard. It impresses her. Yeah. So Haley just types the password into the computer for her. No hacking required.
Eleanor didn't need to hack the firewall. She just needed to hack the teenager's ego.
A much easier target.
And with the dogs, well, she walks them, she cleans up after them, she becomes essential to the household's function, which is the perfect cover.
Mm-hmm.
If you are indispensable, people stop questioning why you were there.
Right. She becomes part of the furniture. And that's exactly what Metcalf wanted.
Let's talk about the investigation itself. She's in the house, she's wiping bums and walking dogs, but she's also snooping. What does she find at the Harrison Gallery side of things?
Well, she learns from Amber that Ben isn't actually doing the heavy lifting at the gallery. He has directors, handlers, accountants.
So he's not a one-man show.
Not at all. This complicates things for Eleanor. If there's money laundering happening, is Ben the mastermind? Or is he just a figurehead being used by someone else?
That's a crucial distinction. If he's just a figurehead, he might be a victim in this too, or at least a pawn.
Yeah. Exactly. Very well-paid pawn, but still. But Eleanor needs hard evidence. She starts using old-school techniques. She photographs the contents of Ben's wastebasket.
Dumpster diving, but for the 1%.
Pretty much. She picks the locks on his desk using bobby pins and paperclip skills she hasn't used in years.
I love the image of her picking a lock with a bobby pin while the baby monitor is on next to her. High stakes, low tech.
She finds a drawer full of burner phones. That is a major red flag.
Huge.
Normal art dealers don't keep a cache of prepaid phones wrapped in plastic. It screams illicit communication.
It's the criminal's toolkit.
She also finds a locked Rolodex, which she photographs. An old-school Rolodex.
Wow, that's a throwback.
She also does some human intel work. She calls Ben's ex-wife, Sherry Quinn.
This is a great scene. She poses as a reporter named Megan Greer.
Yes, and she gets Sherry talking. Sherry reveals a lot about Ben's character. She calls him a hothead and says he was hungry for money and power. But the most interesting nugget
What's that?
is that Ben used friends, people Sherry didn't like, to fund the gallery initially.
Friends not of her kind. That screams cartel connections.
It establishes that Ben has been in bed with dangerous people from the start. He didn't just stumble into this. He built his business on dirty money.
Okay, so the investigation is trickling along. She's gathering clues. But then the threat level spikes.
Yes, it does.
We move from domestic spying to actual danger. It starts with a visitor.
Eleanor is home alone with the baby. A car pulls up, an old gray sedan. A man comes to the door. He's described as having bushy hair, a soul patch, and crucially, a snake tattoo on his neck.
Subtle branding there.
Very. He asks for Ben. When Eleanor says he isn't home, the man says, "Tell Ben a friend stopped by." It's casual, but incredibly menacing.
You just know that's a threat.
Oh, absolutely.
And when Ben comes home and hears this...
He goes ballistic. This is where we see the fear behind the bully. He screams at Eleanor for opening the door, screams at Amber. He is terrified.
He knows exactly what that means.
He knows exactly who that friend is. He knows the timeline is collapsing. He's losing control.
And the cartel doesn't just leave it at a polite knock on the door.
No. Shortly after, they find a dead snake on the doorstep.
Ugh.
It's decapitated and bloody. It's oozing onto the porch.
That is visceral. A very clear message.
Amber is hysterical. She calls the police, much to Ben's dismay. Ben tries to dismiss it as a coyote or a prank.
Prank. Who does that then?
Exactly. But Amber knows. She says, pretty damn smart coyote to leave it right at the door. She says, someone wants to hurt us. The denial is over for her.
The symbolism is undeniable. Las serpientes, the snakes, they are sending a message. But then it gets even more personal. It's not just dead animals anymore.
The mutilated photo. An envelope arrives with pictures from a neighbor's birthday party, Bella Velasquez's party.
Okay.
One of the photos shows Eleanor holding baby Lily. But someone has taken a knife or a sharp object and scratched Lily's face right out of the photo. Carved it out.
That is chilling. That crosses a line. It's not just business anymore. They are threatening the infant.
This is the turning point for the family. It breaks the business barrier. The family is now in physical danger. It's a direct threat. We can get to your child.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Velasquez party. Let's talk about the neighbors, the Velasquez family. They seem like the perfect wealthy neighbors, but Eleanor suspects something, doesn't she?
Paulo and Felicia Velasquez.
Mm-hmm.
They're incredibly wealthy, members of the same exclusive club, Somerset. Eleanor meets their nanny, Mariana, who is lovely and skilled. A baby whisperer.
Right.
But there's a discrepancy. Mariana tells Eleanor she's from Colombia, but Felicia tells Eleanor later that they found Mariana in Mexico.
A small detail, but in the spy world, inconsistencies are everything.
Everything. If the cover story doesn't match, something is wrong.
And then there's the overheard argument.
This is huge. Eleanor's at the club, changing Lily in the luxurious restroom. She hears Ben and Felicia arguing outside. They're speaking Spanish, which Eleanor didn't know Ben spoke.
Another thing he's been hiding.
And she catches a key phrase, teníamos un trato.
We had a deal.
Exactly. Eleanor uses Google Translate to confirm it. This changes everything. It suggests the neighbors aren't just social acquaintances.
They're in on it.
They might be the handlers. They might be the cartel connection right next door, watching him.
So Ben is squeezed. He's got the FBI sniffing around through Eleanor, though he doesn't know it, and he's got the neighbors cartel breathing down his neck.
It raises the question, is Ben being set up? Is he double-crossing them? Or is he just incompetent and falling behind on payments? The argument, it's not a good time, suggests he's stalling. He's out of his depth.
The pressure cooker finally explodes when Amber decides she's had enough.
After the photo incident with Lily's face scratched out, Amber packs her bags. She is leaving.
I don't blame her.
Not at all. She confronts Ben. She tells him, you're a shitty liar. She takes the baby and goes to her sister's. She's done.
And this leaves Eleanor alone in the house with Ben and Haley. But before Amber leaves, there's this heartbreaking moment with the baby.
It's the emotional climax for Eleanor's character arc. As Amber is leaving, baby Lily reaches out to Eleanor and says, Ka.
Ka.
She's trying to say Caroline. Eleanor realizes she has genuinely bonded with this child. The spy has become attached to the cover.
Oh, wow.
It raises the stakes for her personally. She's not just catching a bad guy, she's protecting a family. She's protecting Ka's baby.
With Amber gone, Ben makes a move.
He starts frantically packing. He claims he's going to Florida for business, but he's tearing the house apart, looking for his passport.
Occam's razor time. Why do you need a passport for a domestic flight to Florida?
You don't. It's the simplest explanation.
Yeah.
He is lying. Eleanor helps him look. She finds it in her Prada suit pocket, but she clocks the anomaly immediately.
He's running.
He isn't going to Florida. He is fleeing the country or meeting international contacts to negotiate for his life. He is absolutely running.
Once Ben leaves for the airport, Eleanor has free reign of the house. This is the intelligence jackpot.
This is what she's been waiting for. She breaks into the office again. She gets into that burner phone drawer. She confirms the cash is still there.
But there's a twist with the digital forensics.
There is. Metcalf texts her that the flash drive she stole earlier from the computer, the one she risked getting caught for, had nothing usable on it. It was a bust, a total dead end.
So the smoking gun isn't digital, it has to be physical.
It's likely in those burner phones or in the physical files she hasn't been able to smuggle out yet. But as she stands in that empty house, the realization she comes to is more about Ben's psychology than his accounting.
Right, he's not just a villain. He's not just this one-dimensional bad guy.
He is a terrified man.
Right.
He is caught between the FBI and a cartel that sends dead snakes and threatens infants. He's running for his life. He's realized he's in way over his head.
So we leave Eleanor alone in this massive house. The target is on the run. The cartel is closing and literally physically threatening the home.
Right next door, maybe.
Amber is in hiding, and Eleanor the Invisible Woman is the only one left standing to figure it all out.
It's a powerful place to leave the story. Eleanor was underestimated by everyone. Metcalf thought she was just a tool to be used.
A generic, unnoticeable tool.
Ben thought she was just a dumb nanny. The neighbors didn't even register her. But her invisibility allowed her to infiltrate a world of high crimes and diaper changes.
She saw the truth because no one thought she was looking.
Exactly.
It really makes you ask, in a world where everyone is obsessed with being seen, social media, status, fame, is being invisible actually the ultimate tactical advantage?
I think Ben Harrison is about to find out that the person who brings him down is the woman he barely looked at. Invisibility isn't a weakness, it's a superpower if you know how to use it.
That is a wrap for this deep dive. A huge thank you to the source material, The Invisible Woman. There is so much more nuance in the text, but we hope we've given you the key takeaways.
Stay curious, and maybe pay a little more attention to the people standing quietly in the corner. You never know who they might be.
See you next time.